So after that day, I was like, oh, that's how it feels to let things go. One of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world is to place a blanket on some soft green grass and just look up into the sky, watch these white fluffy clouds pass me by, just melt into the ground and feel the sun kiss my skin, and remember how simple life is whenever I let go. Whenever we observe the sky, we can see how effortless it is. And whenever we observe our own life, we can see that it's possible for it to be effortless too, but only if we are the observer. My thoughts, my feelings, my experiences, as I observe them, am I able to let them pass me by the same way that clouds do? The same thing goes for any stories that we tell ourselves, any limiting beliefs, labels, people that have came and went. Can we just observe and witness what comes and what goes? So, whenever these heavier emotions and thoughts start knocking on my door, I can just witness them and be like, what's up? I see you. I honor you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for giving me contrast in my life. I don't identify myself with these. So let's say I'm feeling sad. I'd never say I am sad or I'm angry or anything like that, because that is an affirmation. So what I say now is sadness is passing through me, or anxiety is passing through me right now. And it only lasts for that moment. It only lasts for a short while because number one, I acknowledge it, and number two, I let it go. It is whenever we attach and hold on to these thoughts, these feelings, that we cause needless suffering on ourselves, and the pain lasts longer than it really needs to. Before, every time I felt sad, I wasn't used to it, so I'll be like, ooh, you know, like that SpongeBob meme where he's like, alright, I'ma head out. That was me. I was always trying to run away from my feelings and numb it with X, Y, and Z. But that was not going to get to the core root of why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. I remember whenever I was the observer of my emotions for the first time, and it was the strangest experience ever because I had been suppressing them for the past 24 years or so. What happened that day was I came back to visit home, and it had been months. My boyfriend at the time was here and I was right here. My dog was in the middle, and we were like, come here, Bonnie, just to see who she would choose. I expected her to choose me, obviously, because I fed her, I cooked her, I loved her, I walked her every day, I gave her cuddles, and it's been months. I thought that she would choose me, and she didn't. I was shook. I was like, are you serious? I started crying, and I know it sounds super silly, like I'm overreacting, but that triggered some deep abandonment wounds. And I sat with myself and asked myself, why am I feeling this way? What is the attachment? And I learned that I was attaching my self-worth to being loved from something outside of me. And that should never be the case. And it shouldn't be an expectation of, if I love you, you love me too. It should be unconditional. allowed myself to feel what I needed to feel and let all of those feelings arise and pass through me. And then the weirdest thing happened. It felt like a wave of ease just washed over me, and that happened for the first time ever, and it felt so good. So after that day, I was like, oh, that's how it feels to let things go. I know a lot of you guys can relate to this. Has there ever been anyone in your life where you just could not stop thinking about, and you're like, man, can I let this person go already? For me, it was because I was attached to a past memory, or I was attached to a future outcome. But we've got to remember that we are already whole and complete on our own. And every time that we try to hold on to something, we are straying away from the present moment and even further away from our true selves. Anytime we hold on to something outside of us, we are making that person or that thing more significant than our own inner peace. And let me tell you what, our inner peace always comes first. Has there ever been a time whenever you felt attached to how you used to look like, or attached to what you would like to look like? For me, I had radiant, soft skin, like a baby's butt, and then I got sick and my face really scarred from it, and it was absolutely devastating. I had to let go of what I thought beauty is supposed to look like. I had to remind myself, or let me remind you, that you are beautiful and perfect just the way you are. Your looks do not define you. It will always change the same way everything else changes in life. You are a spiritual being in a temporary human body, and the way that you look does not define you. How you look, your body, your face, your hair, all of that is here to teach you to love yourself on a deeper level and accept yourself for who you are. I love you for all that you are, all of your insecurities, and I want to remind you that you are worthy. It's time to let go of any limiting beliefs that tells you that you are not. Has there ever been a moment in time whenever you're like, I need to get into that school, I need to pass that test, I need to get that job, or else my life is over. Everything is weighing on this. For me, I had such a strong desire to get as many achievements as possible. Whenever I was younger, I had to have the 4.0, resume super stats, get all of the cores, the trophies, and whatnot. And there's nothing wrong with that, wanting to be the best that you can be. But the thing is, I attached my self-worth to my accomplishments, and there would be months where I would cry from anxiety every single day because I put so much pressure on myself. There was an attachment to the expectations that I put upon myself, and we've got to remember that we are already worthy as we are. We don't need any label, any award, any accomplishment or completed goal to prove ourselves or to prove anyone else of our worth. And now I've done a complete reset on myself. I feel so free because I have let everything else go. I'm making YouTube videos now and some other things, as you can see. But I was still dealing with some kind of inner resistance, and I had to ask myself, okay, where is the attachment? Because there has to be an attachment for me to feel off-centered. And here's a breakthrough that I had recently. That's why I'm making this video. It was because I was attached to a very small attachment to what the outcome may be like, or I had an expectation of what people might think, or how many views, how many subscribers. But I had to remind myself that none of that matters. None of that ever matters. We do things because it brings us joy, because it helps us grow. We don't need anything outside of us to validate us or to make us feel whole, complete, and happy. On this channel, you'll hear me remind you that again and again and again and again and again, because you've got to know this. You've got to know this. You are already perfect as you are. Just like clouds in all of its shapes and colors and forms, it's all perfect. No matter how many clouds or what kind of clouds, the sky will always be complete and beautiful and more than enough. Holding on to any kind of label or identity or thing, anything, limits us. It's like looking at that funky gray cloud over there and just fixating on it when right behind you is an entire sky of cotton candy clouds just waiting for you to appreciate. Every time you feel uncomfortable and you want to escape this feeling, first ask yourself why. Sit with it and witness it. Ask yourself, what am I attached to that is causing me to feel this way, and what is the shadow behind it? Remind yourself that you are already complete, beautiful, perfect, and whole as you are, and that you do not need anything outside of you to fulfill you. You are an expression of source, of eternal source, which is perfect and divine as can be. And if it still feels hard to let go, come lay outside with me on the grass next time, and we can look up above into the sky and watch the clouds pass by. Take a deep breath together. Inhale peace. Exhale BS. Alright family, you already know what it is. We are empowered and united by the source within. Let me know in the comments below what it is you are letting go. And let's make this comment section a beautiful support system and encourage one another to free ourselves from any kind of attachments. We are a family, a soul tribe, and if you feel the vibes, then like, comment, hit the notification button, share, and subscribe. Tune into the frequencies next week because you and I are gonna be vibing. My room, Thursdays and Sundays. It's done. It's a date. And if you wanna holla at me on Instagram or TikTok, it's alivetovibe. We can get a little bit more cozy, you know what I mean? I post videos every Thursdays and Sundays because I am dedicated to walking alongside you on this journey home within ourselves. I love y'all. Mwah.